Manchester, UK, a brief video of time. Hello, I'm Stephen Goddard. In the next section, the Manchester Bolton Ferry Company Canal, following the L.Y.R company's train further down into Radcliffe, and we're going to end at Clifton Viaduct. The Liverpool, Bolton and Bury line travels to the west through the middle of Spenmore. That's where we are now. Spenmore Farm, you'll soon see. We saw some of the line from where our last video ended, right across the bridge. I said we were going to follow down there into the part that can't be seen anymore. This is the part that can't be seen anymore. Over the lake, the canal feeder lake. It's the other part of the looping rail system. It's the Yorkshire, Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. The Clifton, Accrington and Colne line is over the other side. Also separates towards Manchester, Victoria. They attach round through Bolton Street Station in Bury, and that's by the modern Metrolink, which has a separate station but uses a small section of this old existing line to cross the Irwell. It's at Wharf where we start. The reshoot 01. Irwell Bank Farm used to be there, and it's over an old iron bridge, passes by the signal box for the level crossing of the old L.Y.R electric lines. That's what services Radcliffe, you see. It has to cross over the Irwell, a small section, the Metrolink, and it joins the old L.Y.R line that was electrified. That's a circular here. Loads of sidings. Where the school is now in Coney Green, that was the sidings for the railway, so they could all change directions. So it was put into service Radcliffe, and then it crosses over Irwell Street Viaduct. So it's briefly joining the Salford side of the Irwell again, as I said, before joining the old L.Y.R, Whitefield, Radcliffe and Manchester Victoria line. There was no fork here. Bradley Fold Junction was the way to connect to the Manchester Whitefield line. That's an area called Black Lane. It's not just a lane, the whole area is called Black Lane. We'll soon see the mill, Black Lane. Iron foundry. The last 250 years has seen like human beings' greatest era. Our great advancements have all been made in the last 250 years, right up until the modern day. Well, today. In May 2011, so this is the last decade, NASA announced the results from its Gravity Probe B, which was in fact designed to test Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity, originally published in 1960. Horses. Always see horses. They're the original vehicle of choice. So Black Lane Ironworks. The electric pylons once again follow this line, and here is where the iron rails were forged to lay the actual track for this train. I'm sure a few forests and woods disappeared to make the sleepers for the railways as well. So it's Hardman's Fold, Hardman's Farm. They're just in this area too. this land is probably still owned by that farm. It's an old pre-industrial revolution farm, so it's still situated in the middle of everything. It's never moved, you'll see it. We get up to it as we get to Constellation Mill. So Constellation Mill, it's very well made. It's like a castle structure. There's a lot of skill. It's got an observatory, hence the name Constellation Mill. The electric train towards Bolton ran behind the back wall and into a tunnel on the Ainsworth Road. It cuts through the Roman Road on one of the playlist somewhere. I don't know where, but the Roman Road goes right through the train and the canal at some point. The navvies, the old-fashioned navvies who built these things, they'd know exactly where these things were and where to look, but there's no suggestion of where they are now. They really smashed it out of the way, but they must have come across the evidence. L.Y.R basically was Roman, and it was all falsified. We head south and we just crossed over the road. Over there there's a funny shaped building. It's a reading room from 1884. It's next to the railway on a street called Station Close, so maybe it's a waiting room for the train. Also the Iron Bridge wall, that's for a railway tunnel. It goes under the road, Ainsworth Road, to Radcliffe, into this area. The cemetery is in this area. It was, as far as I can see on any maps. So my best guess is that it re-emerged from underground at this point. That was once Coney Green coal mining facility where the housing now is. The water course runs right down from the top of Ainsworth. It goes around the cemetery grounds on the outside for obvious reasons. It's part of Wiggins Brook. It splits into two guides and it flows under the railway. That's where it forked at the bottom, back towards Bury. It's fairly evident there with the line of the trees. This is the bit that forks round into Radcliffe again, but this is from the Bolton direction, not the Bury direction. As we see, it's covered by a field now, the Bury direction. You can walk round as though you're going towards Bury into the sidings, then it all interconnects if you wanted to go to Clifton over outward viaduct. That's the main line, in fact. This one then looks round so you can go to Liverpool, Blackpool, and Manchester Victoria is different than Salford and Clifton, so we'll see that as we travel further down. So there's three actual lines. One's a circular loop which heads out all the way towards Castleton once you get to Bury again, Ramsbottom as we see, Tottington. The circular loop's included with the Clifton, Liverpool and Manchester main lines. So it's quite a, it's a good system for its day. There is a main train station like Piccadilly, but a smaller version. But Manchester just grown and grown and grown. So there's two viaducts out of Radcliffe, that's what the difference is. One goes towards Salford, one goes towards Manchester, whereas now there's just the one viaduct. Called a guide, by the way. The Iron Bridge is at the same height as the water would have been, as the little lake here proves. That would have filled up from the water channel going under the train line, and it would have just the right height to carry on down. It goes right through Redcliffe, and I think it even crosses over the Irwell again. Anyway, that's another story, because canal feeders and watercourses, you know, you can just go on forever following them all. But if it comes up again, we'll explain it. I explain Withing's got it. So there's like 4 along here, and this is one of the main ones. Obviously, it's quite, you know, this structure's quite substantial to get it over. So it comes from a higher point, so the others go under the canal, this goes over the canal, so you can travel further. So it's probably south to Radcliffe, I should imagine. There you go, that's how science works. So we call them Goy, most people call them feeder canals. Of course, the other 2 bridges, as I've said, they've been removed at some point. We meet the canal, ready for Bolton Prestoley section. So there's an update of some of the science history that we're trying to explain as well. Thanks for watching, please like my video. Peace out, Manchester. And of course, there must have been a connection on the other side, or the train would go plop into the canal. Manchester, UK, and we're ready to get to the Bolton section of the canal. Let's see about the whole decade then to the present. Well, a few facts from just in the last 10 years. The probe that they sent into space, it measured the curvature of space-time. Albert Einstein tried to prove that space and time are separate, and that time exists in the universe, as in things take a certain amount of time to travel, and that time actually exists within the universe. It's trapped within space like it's in the jelly. You can cut it into cubes instead of just looking at it as a straight line. See it as like a Rubik's cube, the whole universe, and break it down into squares, and as time travels through the square you can measure each one. So when you look at a distant star, it could be millions of years ago, you're seeing the light travelling right across the universe. So the probe measured the curvature of space-time, so it bends and moves. So while the probe orbits the Earth, it's confirmed the Earth's rotation as we spin. It's such a massive object, the Earth. It actually drags this space-time around with it. So it's a bit like friction from air, I suppose, but it actually slows it. So if you put the ball on a trampoline, and you could see the ball sort of way down the trampoline and have a dent in it, and that's what happens with space-time. When you put a heavy object, it warps it. So space, it's a bit like jelly, and it wobbles and it warps. It can be slowed down by gravity. Most things that we see in outer space, like stars, are actually millions of years behind the time here on Earth. That's relative to every star in the universe. It's like time travelling effect. Well, it is time travelling. Einstein worked out all this like in 1911. We only proved it to be true in 2011, like 100 years later. Nothing on a cosmic scale eternity in the world of discovery. Transport. At the age of the canal, that's the era of the 1700s. At the end of the 1700s, say 1798, 1799, that's when the Rosetta Stone was first discovered, which is probably the last significant thing I'd like to mention from the 1700s. Pierre Bouchard, 1772, 1832. He was an officer in Napoleon's French army, and he found a black granite stone at Rosetta in Egypt. It was formerly called Quebec. Quebec. The stone carried the same texts in 3 different scripts. So the hieroglyphs, which were Egyptian of course, Demiatic and ancient Greek. So this provided the key to translating the hieroglyphs by translating the ancient Greek and the other and comparing words that made the same in both texts. Usually the royal family's names was one key thing they spotted. Just one of the items captured by the British in 1801. In the same year, French astronomer described his 5-volume description of sciences as the first encyclopedia. But it is an encyclopedia of calculations about the 6 known planets. So, first, physics is starting to evolve in its very rawest forms. 1815 to 1852, so only 37 years old when she passed away. The daughter of poet Lord Byron, Ada Lovelace. She's a brilliant mathematician, bit of a genius basically. 1843 she began to publicise British inventor Charles Babbage. He had ideas about an analytical engine. He wrote what's called, it's like the first computer program, but he deciphered how to go about that. She actually did write the first computer program. She foresaw that Babbage's machine would have uses other and beyond mere calculation. Obviously right. Another genius. There were burning witches in this era. It was banned during her lifetime. So the world's first computer program was written 1843. Ada Lovelace, daughter of poet Lord Byron. It's called the analytical engine. She worked on somebody who wrote papers about a machine that could do calculations instead of people. It would have been the world's first computer, but it never was built. It has been now, and it does work. 1842 and 1843 worked on translating an article about the analytical engine by Italian mathematician Luigi Manovrea. As she worked through the article, she added a note that included an encoded algorithm designed to be processed by a machine. If the machine had been built, this algorithm would have been the first computer and computer program ever made.